your places, people. Welcome to the third podcast, video cast for the Alex Cora Center for kids who want to hit good and also do other things cool too. Patrick, newbie, welcome.
Excited to be here. Excited to be joining you guys.
You edged us last week. Told us we were getting excited for you to be on the pod, and then you pulled out right at the end.
And I don't even really have a good excuse. It was just a total bail session.
You know what? Honesty matters on this.
Yeah, I do respect that. He could have used his kids or anything as an excuse, but he just said he didn't want to be there.
No, wasn't even the kid.
Something about our faces. Dave, hello.
Hey, happy to be back. Second time in a row. It's cool. Yeah.
That text was to Keith, not to you, but you're okay. Mike, hello.
Hey, long time. Good to be here.
So Adam might jump in. We don't know. And Dan will not be on this one. So 4 of us tonight. Let's go over the agenda. We'll talk about what's going on in Major League Baseball. Standings update. Let's go through the head-to-head matchups from last week, and we can talk about this week. It's early. I want to revisit head-to-head versus Roto. Might be selfish there. I got a Patrick's Hot Coffee Corner. And want to pick next week's stat of the week. And then we'll talk about what we're listening, reading, watching. So what's going on in Major League Baseball? Patrick, come on. Give it to us. Big day.
I'll lead us off. I saw, I guess it was after the Bumgarner no-hitter that he had thrown, that Major League Baseball was not counting it as an official no-hitter because it was an only 7-inning game. And I wanted to open up to the floor. What are the thoughts on this? And we can go a couple other directions with it in regards to like rain delays and how that plays into effect. But like, is it a good idea for baseball, who changed the rules themselves to a 7-inning doubleheader, to now say, okay, this doesn't count as a no-hitter?
I'll talk about the elephant in the room. It was against the Braves. I'll say it. But Leut, what do you think?
I think that it should go down in the record books, and they have these things called asterisks for a reason, right? Like, why not just put that next to it and put it in there in the books? I know, didn't Roger Maris break Ruth's record in an extended season, and that went down in the record books, and they've kept extending the season and records stand. So I feel like, why not keep this one and just put the asterisk next to it?
That's a really good point.
That was deep intel. It's good stuff.
Yeah. Roger Maris did break the record with, I think, the 162 game season, where Babe Ruth had done it in 150 or something.
Yeah, I think just an asterisk would be fine. Like, if he, show how many complete games he's had in his career, and then just asterisk 1 was 7 innings.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Dave.
I fully believe it's a no-hitter. I was kind of surprised they don't recognize it. I mean, you made the rules, MLB. The players can only play by those rules. How can you say it's not? It's an official game, which is what you said, Patrick.
Right. It's not it's tough to get as excited or, as sexy as a 9-inning no-hitter, but that's the rules that the league and the owners agreed upon. That's an official game. But is it okay if you throw if you're up 1-0, bottom 5, torrential downpours come and you got a no-hitter going, is that technically a no-hitter by Major League Baseball standards at that point?
Can't be. Not if the 7-inning one doesn't count. That can't be counted, can it?
It's an official game. It's probably the same definition, right? I don't know what it is actually. Like, I can't answer it, but the 5-inning game called by rain is an official game, the same as a 7-inning game.
Right. So I mean, both would be considered in my books. Just obviously the 9-inning is better than the 7-inning, which is better than the 5-inning. But
yeah, it's a slippery slope too for baseball, because like 5 years from now, when they decide to go to 7 innings or something like that, are they just and they've already said that wasn't a complete game, are they going to then change it?
Yeah, and then go back to this no-hitter and be like, actually,
Yeah.
okay, now it is a no-hitter. After he's dead, that seems to be what they do. When they die, they go, okay, now you broke the record.
Yeah, they have no problem with that.
Well, that's a good segue, Patrick. No-hitter. Something important happened today to the Orioles. Could you continue with your hosting this segment?
Yeah, absolutely. So I had no idea we played early today. I looked down at my phone. I got a text that apparently John Means had a no-no going. And then I put on Gamecast, confidently texted my high school buddies that John Means was going to throw a no-hitter in the 8th. So totally put the hex out there and saw that he had completed it. And good for him. He's pitched awesome the last couple of years. O's obviously don't have a great history of pitching or winning baseball games, but just no, he's pitched phenomenal. And apparently he didn't. They had one player. It wasn't a perfect game. I don't know if you saw it because they had one player reach base. I don't know if you guys saw how they got on.
Just a wild pitch, right?
Guy struck out in a wild pitch, and then apparently he got thrown out like the next pitch, trying to steal second. That was how they got out of it.
So he faced the minimum.
Faced the minimum.
Wow.
The means. So I think you have to. This will suck for me, but this will be back-to-back video casts where we have a Justin Bieber reference. Patrick, I don't know what's stopping you now from changing your team name to "What Do You Means."
Oh, that's a good one. Good one. I do have to. I had a lot of pressure with Adam forgetting my birthday. Really hurt. And then he changed his team name. So I felt a lot of pressure, like I had to change mine to reciprocate. And I remember Adam said about 3 years ago he liked his team when he was in dead last. So hence my current team name.
I still like my team. I saw that happening. The changing of team names, it was like an in-week battle between you two. Tom's texting me, what the hell is going on with Adam's team name? And I was just like, I don't know, it's too long to explain, but Adam he texted me and say, is today's Patrick's birthday or was it last week?
This is April.
Yeah, and I was like, it's actually June 20th, 21st. And he was like, oh, I was way off. So then he's like, I think I'm just going to text Patrick. Oh, Adam's entering. Let's let him speak.
Let's get the real story here.
But it was funny that he was texting before that. He's coming right into the recording. I hope I admitted him. Here we go.
Oh, yeah, we're good. We're hot.
Fill time while we wait for Adam. We'll wait. Time's running. I got the shot clock. So, yeah, there he is. Can you hear us?
You got good lighting.
I can hear you. Hear me? Great lighting.
Great hair. Not gray hair, Leut. Great.
Yeah, I get it. I got
I
it.
think I'm lagging, aren't I?
So we're recording, Adam. You jumped right into the recording, and you came. We're very good at segues here on this Alex Cora video cast. We're talking about the battle between Patrick and Adam from last week with team names.
Yeah, not the actual results, the team name.
I don't want to talk the results. The team name. Were we in the ballpark, Patrick?
Oh, you're right. You're right on it. You're right on it. You are 1 day short. But technically, you had me as a Gemini when I'm a Cancer.
Not the first time Patrick's been called a Cancer. Who won the matchup?
I think I did. I think that was my first win of the season. I think it was close though. I think it was like 8-6 or something like that. It was close.
So we were talking about John Means, Justin Bieber. Has anyone? Okay, I'm going to jump in here. Has anyone seen the Kevin Kiermaier interview?
Yes.
Leut?
About what?
He just recently. I mean, you would know.
Then no.
Mike, can you? I'm sick
Yeah,
of
I'll
hearing
set
my
it up.
Yeah.
So there was a play at the plate getting set up on a sac fly in the Rays game the other night. So man at third. I'm not sure how many outs 0-1, and the ball was clearly to left field to Randy Arozarena, and Kiermaier came way over into deep left field territory, jumped in front of him to try to throw the guy out of the plate. It wasn't even close. And then when asked about it after the game, basically said nobody was in the wrong, was kind of his explanation. He said essentially he knows he can make that play, then cited 2 instances in his career that he remembered trying to make that play and didn't make the play. So he basically said Randy was in the right, he did everything right. But basically like he was in my way.
He's a good looking guy, that Kiermaier.
He is. I can't say he's not. Yeah, it's unbelievable. John Boyd breaks it down. That's where I saw it. He comes from like shifting towards right center to sprinting, jumps, like almost hits Arozarena, calling him off. Arozarena had it and was lining up to come in and throw home. This guy comes out of center, has to replant his feet, throws safe. And then the interview, I hate him now. I don't like Kevin Kiermaier. He goes off, he says, I'm basically the best center fielder in the league. I have all the confidence in myself. I like Randy, basically. Randy did good, but I'm better. Rips, it's just me.
Yeah,
you gotta watch the John Boy. It's ridiculous.
He's just trying to play, Dave.
He failed to make the play, and then Randy Arozarena is like staring at him, like rolling his eyes, like what the. And even in the interview, he's like, Kiermaier's like, I bet Randy doesn't like me much right now, and everyone's like, yeah, you're major league players. You just John Boy even
and then
said,
actually even right after that too, the next ball hit was in like the gap, and Arozarena just didn't even take a step towards it. He just kind of didn't even move.
It's great. It's worth seeing. It's another John Boy clip that's worth seeing. Kind of like the attack of the Bobcat. If anyone's seen that.
That on his Twitter.
Well, Tom sent it. Tom sends like at least 3 John Boys a day.
Yeah, it's YouTube, and he tweets them all. Most of them.
Adam, real quick, is 7-inning no-hitter a no-hitter to you?
We talked about this, didn't we? It's a full game. It's a full game, so I would, if the MLB is going to constitute 7 innings as a game, then it should count for Mad Bum.
It just seems like we're all using common sense. We all agreed. We said it earlier before you came on, so we're with you.
I would agree.
Unanimous.
Unanimous. Leut, what do you got? Anything about Major League Baseball?
No, I just have some cool Tatis stats if you guys want to hear them. So through his first 162 games, in total runs scored, he scored 130, and the all-time leader Ricky Henderson scored 97 in his first 162 games. For hits, Tatis has 185. Pete Rose, the all-time leader, has 173 in his first 162. Home runs, Tatis has 46. Barry Bonds, the all-time leader, has 22 through his first 162 games. And then RBIs, he's got 109. And Hank Aaron, all-time leader, had 94 through the first 162 games. So pretty cool to see that he's beating all those guys in the major offensive categories in the first 162 games of his career.
Yeah, that's crazy. Those are unbelievable numbers.
Yeah.
That was well done, Leut. That's good stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty cool when I saw it.
It's all lies. Who knows if he's telling the truth?
Lies.
It's right from Facebook. Facebook can't lie. You can't lie on Facebook. So.
It's true. Fernando Tatis, he has an edge to him too. I really like watching him play. I like his stance. He's ready. He's great. I really enjoy. How old is he? Does anyone know?
23,
I don't know.
22.
So young and confident. It's amazing. A lot of young, confident players out there.
But he's out west. Bring him to the east so I can watch him.
Well, he just signed like a 14-year deal, right?
They're playing the Pirates now, so those games should be on earlier, hopefully.
There we go.
And over within an hour. The Pirates are off. Anyone else, Adam, Mike, more Major League Baseball stuff before we get into our fantasy?
Yeah, I just had 2 quick hit things. Huascar Ynoa now has more homers and RBIs than Francisco Lindor. And yeah, I don't like it. And Tony La Russa the other night in extra innings kept Liam Hendricks in to run, not knowing that if the rule was if it was a pitcher that was the last out from the previous inning, you could do the hitter before that. And when the reporter pressed him on it, he basically said, like, well, I guess you know the rule book better than me. So La Russa really showing he really cares.
It's past his bedtime, Mike. Give him a minute. He's in the news again for making weird decisions. I saw The Athletic wrote an article, Ken Rosenthal, about his late inning decision making. They're hoping it's just the first month of, his tenure. But does everyone know who Oscar Inoa is?
No.
Mm-mm.
He's a starting pitcher for the Braves, right?
Yeah. And he's only 22. And he came out of nowhere. He's not even on my radar. Adam, do you know he pitched a little in last year's 60-game season, but barely.
No recollection.
And now he's hit 2 home runs in a week, one being a grand slam last night on the Nationals. And it was a bomb. Like, if you watch him hit it, he's just like, it was great. I haven't seen someone hit it like that.
I know these pitchers need to chill. We're never going to get the DH in the National League if they keep this shit up,
Yeah. Well, DeGrom, too. He hits.
Bumgarner.
Yeah. Adam, any baseball stuff or get to fantasy?
Let's dive in.
All right.
Dave drinking
Standings
Corona.
update. So let me pull up the standings. It wasn't ready.
You're building suspense.
So I stayed in first, but barely because Tom took it to me. Speaking of someone who talks shit, I was like, I'm going to uninvite you from this league, Tom. Stop texting me. I said, don't you have someone else to text?
Oh, I had a lovely week when I was playing Tom. He was very cordial.
Are you kidding? Or
yeah, because I destroyed him.
oh, well. I told him my team has circled July 19th on our calendar. We're ready for the next time. Dan moved up over you, Mike, right? But barely. You're a half game behind him. What'd you do last week, Mike?
So I finished tied with Chris, mainly because of my oops, I crapped my pants picture of last week. So let me just paint the picture of this pitcher. So he has 4 quality starts in his last 5 starts. That 5th start was April 26th. I picked him up on April 25th. He went 1.2 innings with 7 hits and 9 earned runs, 4 walks. That was Austin Gomer. So my ERA was basically lost immediately for the entire week after that start. And then Lindor decided to score a run on the last game of the week to make it a tie.
Lindor's struggling, as we know. But Gomber's actually fun to watch. He kind of pitches like Chris Sale. He looks like him.
Yeah, he's not coming anywhere near my roster the rest of the year after that. That was a stream. I haven't really streamed pitchers this year at all, and that was one of them.
Leut, speaking of walk-offs, can you tell the story about your head-to-head matchup with Keith?
Yeah. I had the equivalent of what would be, I think, a walk-off in fantasy baseball. And as Dave pointed out, my JV walk-off hit, which one was better? I don't know which one was better. But
there's got to be a background. Leut played JV baseball, and he had a walk-off, and all he did was talk about it. So I asked him, what's better, the fantasy walk-off or that walk-off?
I didn't talk about it. The the fans talked about it. So that's how it got remembered. But anyway, we were tied. Keith and I were tied on Sunday, and going into Sunday Night Baseball, we only had one player. There was only one player left, Didi Gregorius. We were tied in runs. Every other category was like I was winning basically. So there was really nothing that could be changed unless Didi scored a run. And Keith didn't have any players left. And his first or second at bat, he hit a 3-run homer. Not that the homer mattered, but he scored the run obviously when he hit the homer, and that won the run category for me, and then won the week for me to beat Keith. So that's, I think, as close as it possibly can get to a walk-off in fantasy baseball. So, but Keith was pretty devastated because he had been up on me all week, and then that was just the icing on the cake, the comeback.
On the cum cake.
Couldn't get that out there.
New team name, I called it.
Just an update on the time. Apparently they start the 40 minutes even when we're not recording.
Oh yeah, we only got 6 minutes.
So I'm going to send a new invite and we can finish it, and I'll piece these together. But we got about 5 minutes we can finish, and then we can put another 20 minutes in. Back to the cum cake. Adam, you moved up, right? Or are you hovering at 4th?
I've got 4th locked in.
Yeah.
He's hovering. That's ominous.
As long as it's not 7th.
Who's in 7th? Or is that just the past?
That's your perspective of the past of my team. Which is accurate.
Patrick, update us on your standings update.
I went from second to last to second to last. But I got my first win.
Consistency is key.
Yeah. Mike, going off your oops, I got my pants. I had the German Marquez start versus the Giants yesterday, and his
I'm glad you brought it up because
God.
I was going to talk about it if you didn't.
His stat line was, hold on, 2/3 of an innings pitched, 6 hits, 8 earned runs, 2 walks, ERA 108. And so I actually have John Means on my fantasy team, and even with the no-hitter, I'm still losing ERA.
Yeah, that was a 10-run first inning for San Francisco, if I'm not mistaken.
Just brutal.
So they got more runs even after they took him out.
And I think the final score was 10-0.
So things are going well. But I still like my team, Dave.
Yes. Nice. Leut, me and you were matched up this week early. I don't know the score yet. I'll send it to you in the morning.
It's almost tied.
Leut, your team's beat up.
It is, yeah. I mean, Bellinger's been hurt the whole year. Bryce has been in and out with his little stupid injuries and
Face.
But I feel good. I feel confident still.
I mean, veggie cheesesteaks. You just piss excellence with that.
That's the brand. That's the brand. Yep.
That's the brand.
Sorry, I'm just sending our new invite here. 4 minutes. There's some good matchups though this week. Keep it real, Muto. He had a good week and he's up big right now. They just had a trade. Brothers-in-laws. Patrick or Tom and Kyle. What do we think of that trade? Alcantara and who? The Franmil Reyes went to Tom from Kyle. And I forget who.
It was Austin Riley.
Starling Marte.
Starling Marte and one more.
I think he had Chris Bryant. He was telling us he was going to trade Chris Bryant for that. And we were like, stop, Tom. Why? But he said it was part of a bigger trade where he was trying to get Nolan Arenado from me. But then I went and traded Nolan Arenado before he could do his mastermind plan.
It's 4D chess.
Yeah. Did anyone get that invite or no?
Yeah, I came through. Nope. No,
Nah, I didn't get it. Does that mean I'm out?
It hasn't come through. What's another email?
It didn't go through mine either.
How does Scott have 50 home runs and he's in the bottom half of the standings? That's crazy.
He's the champ. Who is on his team that hits home runs like that?
Suarez.
Eugenio Suarez. That's right, Patrick.
Wait, me?
Yeah, you dropped him.
Giancarlo.
Oh, he's awful.
Oh yeah,
Giancarlo.
Stanton's on fire right
Mitch
now.
Haniger. One nut
Yeah.
Mitch. He's having a bounce back season.
Yeah, I
One
dropped
nut.
him like an asshole.
Who, Haniger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all do that. We all drop somebody.
Well, I had too many outfielders, and now Luis Roberts out for basically the season. So I can't wait to see if they do like an in memoriam for him, like they did for Eloy Jimenez when he went out hurt, and they put a memorial in the dugout like he had died.
Do you guys keep like watch lists and watch players before you like make a big drop or something? Or make a big drop?
The
Big
watch
ad.
list is
A big ad. Yeah.
Big ad.
yeah. The best part about the watch list is just so you know when people drop guys that you want,
Oh, I didn't realize.
because it alerts you to that.
Okay, that's good to know.
We're under a minute. I'm gonna stop this now, but I'm gonna send that again. I'll be back with you. It says 9:15. 5-minute break.
All right,
Break.
just a trade talk.
Kyle, now that we're
So good one, right? Yeah, all right. So yeah, trade talk real quick. What do you guys think of Keith and my trade before we move on to Tom's? I want to finish with Tom's. Anything?
What was your trade again?
It was on the front page. I gave him Arenado and
Oh yeah.
Nimmo for Mountcastle and Machado.
Yeah, I was going to ask
So-
you why was Mountcastle included in there? Is that a joke
we
or
want to trade for Goldschmidt now.
Me?
is Mountcastle a legit prospect?
Me? I have Goldschmidt.
I do. Anyone want him? Mountcastle, I like the first base outfield. And I hope he gets better. That's really all. He's a good. I think he got 6th in Rookie of the Year voting last year, so there is upside. Patrick loves him.
So,
And
real quick, Brandon Nimmo just went on the 10-day IL.
It's a big win.
Broken finger.
Wow.
Not sure
really?
if he was. I'm not sure if it was while he was playing video games like Jesus Luzardo, but
Did you see that? Ridiculous.
oh, I saw it. He's on my injured list now.
Well-
Yeah.
They said he banged it, which means like an accident, but really he got mad at the video game and punched something.
100%.
All right, so I'll take your notes on my trade. Thanks. And Tom has been trying to trade with Kyle, and Kyle has been offering stuff. We won't go through Kyle, just so you know. Tom sends us everything you say, and Kyle kept talking about the upside. So
We
here's
know
the
everything.
so the upside argument. Kyle was trying to trade. Who was it? Alec Boehm, who has Tom said he has like a 550 OPS. Yeah, let me trade for Alec Boehm.
The cleanup hitter for the Phillies.
What was his
It
first
was
trade?
his argument was he's a big exit velo guy, but he's just hitting it right at people.
Yeah, he's getting bad luck. Bad luck. Been getting robbed. Damn it. I can't find the one. It was like Alec Boehm, Sixto Sanchez. Oh yeah, okay. Boehm, Eflin, and Franmil Reyes for Chris Bryant, Austin Riley, and Corey Kluber. That was Kyle's offer. Alec Boehm belongs on the waiver wire, first off. It needs to be said. And Zach Eflin.
Why do you think he's trying to trade him?
Still hasn't touched home plate.
Still hasn't touched home plate. Yeah. We talked about Fernando Tatis' first 162 games. Let's talk about Alec Boehm's first 162 games. Whenever that happens, let's bring that on. Riley is also, I mean, Riley's a wild card. I agree. That's kind of iffy, but Kyle's a tough one to trade with, but they actually got it done. I'm going to veto it, but I figured we'd talk about it. It was funny.
And it was hard for Tom because that's Riley is one of his players that he can't quit. That has always been on his watch list. Like he's going to find a way. If Kyle trades him away, he's going to try to get him back somehow.
Yeah. Please come back, Austin. Come to daddy. He always has Riley. Riley hadn't done anything until last week, and it was against me. And that's part of what I want to talk about too. When I'm playing Tom, and he's just Austin Riley hits a 3-run homer, his like first of the year against me. And I audibly go, son of a bitch. I'm like rooting against the Braves. Because then the next I get an alert and it's an email, and I'm like, ooh, email. And it's Tom trading me Austin Riley for Acuna, Arenado, and Garrett Cole. And he's like on it. He's just ready. He was hard to play against. My toughest opponent, I'd say. It's mind games.
No, thanks.
No, verbally abusive. But let's segue. I do want to talk about, we all voted to do head-to-head over Roto. But having played Tom and seeing my team get crushed 10-4, and I would say it's a bad week where Roto kind of allows you to have bad weeks but reward you for a good team throughout the season. I could be out on a limb here, but I actually now am like, well, Roto sounds a little bit better to me if I can construct a team that's built for the long haul and won't get screwed in like a one head-to-head matchup, which still could happen in like later with the playoffs or something. Discuss.
Yeah, I agree. I think
yeah, you go, Leut.
Roto is a better overall view of like the entire season and who has the best team for sure. But I think the head-to-head just allows everybody to stay more engaged throughout the season and really focus on each week versus like putting it to the side for a couple days and not really paying attention to. I know I did that a lot last year, even with the shortened season. But I see pros and cons to both sides of it. But I still prefer the head-to-head each week.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Not so much as the categories, but the fact that we have a league where you can change your lineup every single day and make moves, add and drop every single day as well. I think that it works a lot better in the head-to-head.
Yeah,
actually, that's a
I
good
agree.
point.
Leut had hit the nail on that. Even like, throughout the full season, like even if you're deep down, second to last place, you can still make up chunks if you get hot, which will keep people, that are lower down engaged. So I get the upsides of both, but head-to-head seems like a better fit right now. Mike.
Wait, we're like staring at Adam and you.
Me and Kyle talked about this weekend. He misses Roto. I can speak for him. He misses Roto. I am down with it, especially knowing that everybody else agrees to switch to it. I think Leut and Mike both made good points. But yeah, I also feel like head-to-head is like my demise right now because I feel better than what my team is producing, and I'm succumbing to the waiver wire and the streaming options way too often. So to trust your team a little bit more, especially when it's only the first week of May.
Yeah.
Hard.
But then again, like people build their teams on head-to-head, so you almost have to wait till next season and get the full league approval, obviously.
I still think head to head would win. I mean, Leut, you really made a good point. It's more fun. It's more fun head to head each week. You get a new face you get to go against. I like that.
Yeah.
But it does hurt me. I mean, I haven't won the league. I always think I have like a really good team, and then I'm like fucked in like the first round of the playoffs. I lose, and I'm like, well, that was fun. But because Roto does reward you for the whole year, but fun versus that. I mean, it is more fun. I'm enjoying this year head to head, despite what I've said about Tom. I had fun.
Maybe head to head regular season, Roto playoff.
Now we're talking.
Probably wouldn't work, but cool idea maybe.
I'm going to go back to school, learn how to code, start a new website just to build that format.
There you go.
The wheels are
It's
spinning.
off ESPN.
Yeah. Ooh, Chris Carpenter just laid down a bunt in the shifts. Need to see more of that.
Matt Carpenter.
Absolutely.
Matt Carpenter, not the pitcher who's
I wish it
returned
was
from the
Carpenter.
dead.
He's back.
All right, let me do a little. This may not land, but I wanted to tell a story about Patrick. Patrick's hot coffee corner. So, Patrick, your family visited my family. It was pre-William, pre-third child. You had just JP and Catherine came over.
The good days.
The good days. And you would, so we made coffee in the morning, as we do. And you would take the coffee that just got poured out of the coffee pot and then walk to the microwave and put your coffee into the microwave. Press however many seconds, get it hotter, and then just drink it when it came out. So Emery, when I I'll have coffee in the morning, but, get pulled away, my coffee gets cold, I put it in the microwave, and she goes, oh, just like Patrick does. So she remembers this. This has sparked my idea here for Patrick's hot coffee corner. And I was thinking of players that have played through pain voluntarily in the past in Major League Baseball. And I could only come up with one. This could be a recurring theme as I add more research to it. But 2004 ALCS, Kurt Schilling with the bloody sock, he just kept going.
Yeah.
He just kept pitching. He dominated. Who knows if it's ketchup or hot coffee, but
To this
he
day.
voluntarily stayed in. Like you. Voluntarily accepted pain in the mouth in the morning. Maybe that's just knock you in the face in the morning and then you're ready for the day.
I like my coffee just below boiling is where I like to start it. And that's
A light simmer.
That's how I did. That's how you get the day going.
So is that every coffee pot and you do that no matter where you are?
I don't remember it being that quickly. Usually I'm right out of the coffee pot, I'm good. But if it gets to lukewarm, it has to it's gotta go. I'll usually finish my coffee before Allie will start hers. And that's just super hot. Love it.
I have to wait. I put mine to the side and I have to wait. But it's all a timing thing. I can't wait too long because I get the lukewarm and then I go in the microwave and then Henry starts talking about Patrick. I'm like, stop talking about Patrick right now.
You missed the sweet spot.
Do you ever use a pour over method, where you boil the water beforehand and then pour it over? So it's actually boiling water?
What is it?
It's a pour over method, at home. You boil it in a pot and then you pour it over in you've never done that before?
I haven't. I just usually do right out of the pot. I'm lazy.
Well, if you
Sometimes
do
I'll do
boiling hot coffee, you
Sometimes
can
you
boil
will top off.
Yeah, maybe.
I can't think of any injury though off the top of my head.
I knew it would be hard. It took me a
There's
while.
got to be some catchers, right? Some catchers out there. Yachty.
Well, he gets tattoos on his neck and then plays through that. That has to be painful.
That counts.
Kurt Gibson.
Who's that?
Who is Kurt Gibson?
The home run on one leg.
Yes, thank you, Mike.
Nailed it.
Who'd he hit it off of?
Is Dennis Eckersley maybe? Yeah.
It's Leut.
Something
How
worth
about
mentioning.
David Wright?
Cal Ripken.
Played like his last 6 years of his career with a broken back, pretty much.
Worth it. Didn't David Wright marry a woman? Her last name was Beers, and he made her change her name. I would have taken Beers.
David Beers.
David Beers.
If that's not a serial killer name, I don't know what is.
All right, I'm gonna pick next week's stat randomly. Blah, blah, blah. We did an offensive stat last time with walks, and we tied, which was not on my radar that would happen. So I'm gonna go and avoid that hopefully this week, and we're gonna go with whip. Not this week. We'll start it next week, Monday. I'll say that, and I'll bring it up in the chat. But let's go with whip. Lowest whip.
Love it.
It'll be a good one with all the streaming going on.
Yeah. How's Paul doing? He streams a lot, and I don't think it's working this year yet. He's been quiet.
Is that what you're basing that off of? He's not doing well because he's quiet?
I wonder if he has to get a little fire. Maybe he can.
He's probably busy starting up that new franchise.
Oh, well, context. He works with Major League Soccer. Where in Kansas City? St. Louis. St. Louis.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he took that job. But they're not playing until 2022, right?
I don't know.
Well, speaking of other sports, real quick, have we seen what happened with the Rangers and the Capitals? Is anyone paying attention?
I saw that the Rangers posted something today about the NHL should have suspended somebody else, but then I also saw a photo tonight of just gloves and sticks everywhere and guys fighting. I haven't seen the actual fight yet, but I'm assuming that's what it was from.
A guy on the Capitals, Tom Wilson,
Right.
had like a bad hit on a guy on the Rangers. And now I think he's like the lead scorer for the Rangers, and he won't be out. He's out the rest of the year. He won't play the rest of the year because of Tom Wilson. But then the NHL ruled that they fined him $5,000, which is the maximum they're allowed, but then they didn't suspend him or anything. And the Rangers basically said it's dereliction of duty. The person in charge of that facet, I forget what the name of that part is of the NHL, they said that he's not fit for duty. Like, it was like kind of crazy to the team calls out an administrator like that. But then they were playing tonight, and I wrote it down. But I mean,
they fought at puck drop, I think.
Yeah, I think that was like three.
Line brawl, right? Yeah, those are the best. Those
oh my
are awesome.
God, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the picture of the 5 guys in the penalty box.
Right?
Yeah, I can't wait to see the video of it. But those don't happen very often anymore.
What'd you say, Adam?
I was saying that's got to happen, and it reminds me of like Pittsburgh, Philly in the playoffs.
Yeah, those are great back in the day.
Yeah.
Red Wings Avalanche.
Yeah, you could you anticipated like this is going to be a fun game.
Oh yeah. Oh, segue.
Yeah, the referees must love that.
Segue back to baseball. Did anyone see the Yankees fans booing Altuve incessantly? It was amazing.
Yes, I did. Yeah, that was cool. And saying "F you, Altuve" to everybody chanting. Yep, it was cool.
Now I turned it on and I thought, when the Yankee fans, they like scream the name until they acknowledge them, then they move on. I thought that's what was happening, but the announcers pretty much said no. They're just ripping into the Astros right now.
Boy, were you wrong.
Was I wrong?
So did you guys also see what happened to Garrett, the relief pitcher for the Reds, recently, where he got in that little screaming match with Baez, and then he got 7 games for that.
He
Really?
loves to fight.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But then I was gonna send out a text message. It made me think of his fight against the Pirates. And if you ever go back and watch that clip, like that is unbelievable. Where he just runs off the mound towards the entire dugout and just starts throwing haymakers by himself against the entire Pirates team. That's never happened before. Like guys, like all these guys are like just shouting back and forth, like never running at each other. But he ran towards the entire team. It's so crazy.
Yeah, and that game too was in the Rizzo at bat before it even started. Before he threw one pitch, he like walked towards Rizzo, was only like 2 feet away from him, and then got the ball from the catcher to start the at bat. And it's like he's totally just fucking with everybody.
That's awesome.
Well, part of the problem with him was he's not just screaming and pumping himself up. He was like looking at Rizzo after he struck him out and was saying, "Fuck you, you piece of shit," like screaming at him.
Yeah.
And Rizzo's just staring at him, basically, walking back to the dugout. I mean, there's a difference.
Like, you got me, good pitch.
Yeah, it's a difference between excited, pumping your chest, and then you're taunting, yelling, basically challenging another man to a fight. So I see the difference. 7 games is a lot.
But it's just because of his history. Like he got 7 games.
Yeah. Leut, congratulations, 10 years with the Bucks.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, since you guys that's today, yeah. 10 years, crazy.
New football with his name on it.
New football. Yep.
Made it all worth it.
It did this year, yeah. Made everything worth it. Yeah. It was cool. Thank you, Tom.
Not
Brady.
Tom Levinsky.
Brady. Yeah, not Ravinsky. Yeah.
Anyone else have anything for the good of the cause before we get into our conclusion?
You did mention chest beating, but like 2 weeks ago, did anyone happen to catch Robert Giselman came in for 1/3 of an inning and got like a ground out and went off pumping his chest in the 6th inning?
That's a Met. Did you see that, Mike?
No, thankfully.
They were
I didn't
down
see
like
it.
4 runs and he came in and got 1 out and it ended the half inning and he went off the mound like pumping his chest.
You know, we take the little wins with the Mets. It's the little victories we can get. Since we just fired our hitting coach,
Chili.
because to try to show that he's the reason that they're not hitting, I guess.
They're doing okay for not hitting. I mean, their record's not the worst it could be for the numbers they have offensively.
Well, now we don't have our slump stopper in DeGrom. So if it's a serious thing with him, they're in trouble.
Right now he's out, right? They're just day to day keeping him for a
They
minute.
said he could return Sunday. This is the report right now. So
That's a little scary. DeGrom's the man. All right. What are we watching, reading, listening? Anything you want to share? Podcasts, movies, shows, books?
It's nothing that I'm watching, but for the first time in my life, I canceled cable last week, and
Good for you.
yeah, I mean, I just wasn't watching it. I only had it on for MTV The Challenge, and I figured paying $160 a month to watch CT dominate again for his 3rd win is not worth it anymore. I need to make changes in my life, so canceled cable and no longer have it.
Hold on, Patrick. You don't have cable, right?
Correct.
And you
How do you
watch
watch
the
it?
challenge.
How do you watch it?
We have Roku and we downloaded the MTV app and
okay.
then we bummed a password off a friend that had the MVP log.
Nice.
And then we got the TV login.
Nice.
We are just full bore on old school challenges right now. Just
Oh man, they're so good back in the day.
they're so good. And I held out for so long about how this was a trash show. And it still is a trash show, but it's a really good trash show.
Yep, absolutely.
We just binge it. It's all we did. It was so much binging. It's so
Are
good.
you watching the All-Stars on Paramount? I got Paramount.
Yeah, we had All-Stars going, Double Agents, and then we had like Gauntlet 1 going at one time. We're all
That's
over
great.
the place.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah, we just finished up All Stars, and then no, I'm sorry,
Double Agents. Yeah,
we're watching All Stars. Kind of sad to watch, pathetic.
Yeah, it's like the first challenge was just like 40-year-old
It
people
was
just
awful.
going down.
Shut up about the sun.
You guys want to log off? Me and Dave will bring this home.
I actually have questions. What makes it so addicting? Is it drama? Is it the challenges? The physical challenge?
Yeah, I
Is
mean,
it
I think
a biker hosting?
I mean, yeah, well, yeah, TJ Lavin he still hosts. I mean, I think it's everything, just the drama. Like, it's getting a little bit different now with like all these new people. Like, they obviously used to be just people who were part of the Real World and Rolled Rules, if you remember that show. But now, like, they're pulling from these weird, like The Bachelor, from Big Brother. So it's people that we don't really know, and they're starting to get intertwined. So they can be kind of weird. But yeah, I think just like the game itself is awesome. There's so many twists, and like you never know what's going to happen, and people just get so upset. And I love watching people get upset. It's just enjoyable.
TV. And that's what you think. Like it's hard to root. Like you root for people. Well, like you root for who's like a good person to win, but at the same time, like okay, I don't want this person to go home because they suck, but they make for great TV.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know. You walk a fine line.
Yep. Yeah. There's not as many fights as there used to be. Like old school CT when he would just fight with people and get kicked off the show in the first 2 episodes, like that was great. Now he's like completely changed, and so it's definitely different, but it's still
the old ones are definitely better. They're definitely better.
Yeah.
CT. He was on Real World, right?
What city? What? Remember?
Boston. He's from Boston.
Actually, trick question. What country?
Boston.
There you go.
Country.
I don't know.
Real World Paris, and I don't know the year, but
I used to watch that. I can't believe this thing is still happening. I'm happy for the both of you, but I can't believe it's still happening.
Yeah.
It's still happening. It's picking up momentum.
I can't believe it. I can't
Getting
believe
better.
What else? Is there anything else anyone thought? Nothing.
That's it.
I'm finishing up Good Place. I love it. It's really good. Got like 4 episodes left and we're done.
Oh, I got one more. We're started. Well, I started. This Is a Robbery. The paint heists from I'm sorry.
Yeah, the paint heist, the art scandal. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the 1990 on St. Patrick's Day art robbery from a Boston museum, like cold case unsolved. Really good. 4-episode miniseries. I'm about 2.5 in. Really good.
What's it on?
Netflix. Yeah, it's just called This Is a Robbery. It's highly recommended. Between challenges, highly recommended.
Yeah, if you can. Mike, anything?
Yeah, actually, a little late to the party on this show, but just started Handmaid's Tale on Hulu.
Great show.
Can't watch.
Yeah.
So sad.
Pretty good. Yeah. That's heavy, but it's good.
Speaking of late to the show, I just started Schitt's Creek.
Oh,
nice.
A
little bit slow. Just get through the first little bit. Start slow.
Yeah, I've only watched the first 4, but I love the son's great. He makes me keep going.
David,
whose real name is Danny.
Yeah.
He's great. Jim's dad is good too.
Oh, it's a great cast.
Yeah,
Jim's dad. I love that. American Pie.
Yep.
I have to say, I just recently got into Bruno Mars' catalog. I didn't know he had so many hits.
He's a hit machine.
I didn't know some of these songs were his. The Lazy song, which I don't love.
I wouldn't start there.
The first album, I think, is a little like juvenile is not the right word. I think it's not geared for. I think the 24 Magic, is that the 24K Magic? That album is really good.
Locked Out of Heaven?
Yeah. Is that on Unorthodox? That's on Unorthodox Jukebox, his second album. Whoa. I haven't listened to that one yet.
Do a deep dive.
Deep dive. 3 albums. Doo-Wops and Hooligans is the first one. That has, it's like Hit Grenade, Just the Way You Are, Lazy Song, Marry You, which is him. I didn't know that either. But anyway, I'm enjoying the newer Bruno Mars. I think he's coming out with a new stuff. So I'm
with Anderson .Paak.
Oh yeah,
I like him. I like him.
Oh, yeah, Leut, Adam, you guys should bond over him. Adam likes him a lot.
He was on a Modella commercial. That's where I won't get those anymore without having cable, and that's how I heard. That's how I heard about him. So
Leut, sad about cable for the commercials.
yeah, yep.
It's true. I watch baseball with the kids, and I'm trying to like teach them how the game works, and they're like, "I want to see the gecko," and I'm like, "Ronald Acuna's up with 2 outs, and there's 2 runners on. We'll get the damn gecko later."
Like Freddie Freeman is in a rundown right now. Okay.
Yeah. Did you see him K to Rizzo? That was pretty funny.
They're the best. They're the best couple in baseball. Those two, Freeman and Rizzo.
They'll make your significant other watch the game. Christina has enjoyed me showing Rizzo Freeman clips so much that I was watching the Cubs Dodgers. She was like, "Oh, there's Anthony Rizzo," and I was like, "I love you again. Let's renew our vow." Anything else?
No.
We did double duty. We actually pushed the remaining meeting time again. Good for us.
Yeah, great.
Just bro time.
Baseball is the best.
For the other 5 people in this chat to watch.
If we get it, there's like 20 views. Someone else is watching these.
Some other
Some
baseball chat.
psychopath out there who's watching.
Hashtag challenge talk when you send it out.
You're gonna have people texting you to join our league.
Yeah. All right. Well, that does it. So we'll try and do one again maybe next couple weeks. But that was fun. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for hosting. That's great.
Thanks for having us.
All right.
Good seeing you guys.